In this short presentation in consumer behavior, I would like to talk a bit about what is meant by learning and what is meant by drive, what is meant by cues, and what is meant by belief and attitude, and how are these important when we study consumer behavior. So let's start with the concept of learning. Learning is actually changes which happen in a particular person's behavior or an individual's behavior because of the experiences the person has. Experiences could be a structured learning process, and it could be learning can happen because of day to day experience. So but what is most important about learning is that learning, it brings about a change in an individual behavior arising from experience. So, for the purpose of consumer behavior, we have to focus that learning occurs from drives, stimuli. Stimuli is the plural of stimulus. And what is stimulus? Suppose if you and I are sitting and I nudge you, that means I am giving you a stimulus. So, plural of stimulus is stimuli. So learning occurs from drives, stimuli, cues. I will explain what are cues and responses and reinforcements. So let us understand what is a drive. A drive is a strong internal stimulus which calls for an action. For example, I may have a strong drive to look good, and this will call for an action. And what can be the action is I can groom, I can go to a parlor to groom myself, I can give myself a hairstyle, or I could go for a face massage, and I could go to buy new clothes. I could even uh, order clothes online. Okay, so, but what the drive is, the drive that is driving me is the drive to look good. Okay. And it can send me, it can stimulate an action in me. And the action is I will order, let us say I go to a I go to a parlor, or I order suits, or I go to a shop to buy apparel. Okay, these are drives. Suppose I go to a showroom to buy clothes for me. I want to buy a suit. My drive is to look good, and it is sending me to go to a shop to buy a suit. And if I go to a large store, let us say a store which sells many brands, Arrow, and it sells Zodiac, and it sells Peter England, also sells some other lifestyle brands. And I find a Zodiac suit which is displayed there very attractively at a big discount. So this gives me a cue, C-U-E. Cue is a minor stimulus that determines when, where, and how the person responds. So this is the cue to me to buy. So if you typically if you go to a showroom and you are looking at a suit, you will find a salesperson will come to you, and he will start to talk to you, and he will start to tell you how good this suit would look on me. So the response to buy or not to buy a suit, it is influenced by drive, first by drive and cues. Okay, so if I buy a Zodiac suit and it fulfills my desire to look good, I may even buy a tie or a shirt from the same store, maybe Zodiac brand. That means my faith in this brand is reinforced. Reinforcement means when your first decision to buy leads to more buying decisions, or developing a very favorable attitude towards that brand. So I have spoken about learning. Learning means the changes in an individual behavior from experience. I've spoken about drive. Drive means a strong internal stimulus that calls for action. And cue. Cue means minor stimuli that determine when, where, and how I will respond or the person responds. And I've explained to you that if I am if I am satisfied with a particular product, I may buy some more items of the same brand. So my faith in the brand is reinforced. Okay. I also want to bring in a concept of attitude, in terms of consumer behavior. Before that, belief. What is a belief? Belief is a descriptive thought that a person holds for something. Belief. Once again, belief is a descriptive thought that a person holds for something. What is attitude? If a person he consistently evaluates an object favorably or unfavorably, this means I hold that kind of an attitude towards that object or that idea. That means my consistent favorable or unfavorable evaluations or feelings or tendencies towards an object or an idea is my attitude towards that object. So attitude is always object specific. So the the guys who are into marketing, they are very much interested in the beliefs that people formulate about their products and services. And if the belief is wrong, and if the belief prevents purchase of product, the marketers would like to launch a campaign to correct it. Let me take an example of a medicine called Combi Flame. Few years ago, there was a story which was going around is that Combi Flame has been banned. So this belief for the company, it's a French company. I'm forgetting the name of the company which sells this brand of medicine, Combi Flame, which is paracetamol and brufen, which provides relief from temperature and body ache generally. So they are interested in knowing that people think that this product has been banned in a country or somewhere. So they will work with a strategy to remove this wrong belief from the mind of customers. Because if the belief is wrong and it prevents the purchase of the belief, then it causes loss to the company. So marketers are always interested in the beliefs. Attitudes are a bit difficult to change. Attitudes are a bit difficult to change because attitudes are slightly hardened towards a particular project, toward a particular object or an idea. So what marketers normally try to do is they try to fit the product in the existing attitude pattern. Once again, attitudes are difficult to change, so marketers try to fit the product in the existing attitude pattern rather than trying to change the attitude. Okay, so I wanted to discuss with you learning, drive, cue, brand reinforcement, belief, and attitude. I hope I have been able to make it clear. This is very important from the point of view of consumer behavior. Thank you.